The medical model has long shaped how childhood psychopathology is conceptualized, treating disorders as innate, biologically driven, and diagnostically distinct. However, this view has been increasingly criticized for its limitations, especially in developmental contexts. Sroufe, 1997, offers a compelling alternative, a developmental psychopathology framework that emphasizes dynamic, context-dependent processes over static disease categories. This essay will critically evaluate the medical model and argue for the greater utility of a developmental approach, drawing on Sroufe's framework and the growing body of research on adverse childhood experiences, ACEs. A major critique of the medical model is its failure to account for developmental processes. It views disorders as separate from typical development, relying on diagnostic systems like the DSM that often impose artificial boundaries between overlapping difficulties. Sroufe, 1997. This has led to issues with comorbidity, where co-occurring disorders, such as anxiety and depression, are treated as distinct when they may reflect a shared developmental origin. Lacey-Minnis, 2019. Moreover, the assumption that pathology is inborn is not supported by empirical trends. For instance, Collishaw et al., 2004, found a significant increase in emotional and conduct problems over 25 years, too rapid to reflect genetic changes, suggesting environmental drivers such as family instability, inequality, and pressures of modern adolescence. Sroufe's developmental pathways framework reframes psychopathology as an outcome of cumulative risk across time, shaped by interactions between genes, environment, and past development. Importantly, this model introduces equifinality, multiple paths leading to the same outcome, and multifinality, a single adversity leading to varied outcomes. Simonoff et al., 2004, demonstrated this empirically, showing that childhood hyperactivity and conduct disorder predict antisocial personality disorder, ASPD, in adulthood, but outcomes differ depending on co-occurring behaviors and adolescent peer influences. Sroufe's model also accommodates change and resilience, which the medical model does not. A securely attached child facing later adversity may still develop psychopathology, while a child with early risk may follow an adaptive trajectory if their context improves. Sroufe, 1997, Robbins, 1978. The medical model is further challenged by ACE research, which shows strong correlations between early adversity and later mental and physical health outcomes. Felitti et al., 1998. Those with 4+ ACEs are significantly more likely to engage in health-harming behaviors, including substance misuse and violence. Bellis et al., 2015. However, how ACEs are measured has limitations. The common cumulative score approach assumes all adversities carry equal weight and fails to account for severity, timing, and context. Lacey-Minnis, 2019. Furthermore, ACE scores are often used deterministically, ignoring individual variability and resilience. Mirsky et al., 2017, expanded on this by examining additional adversities such as food insecurity and parental absence, which showed strong links to stress and smoking, again supporting the developmental model's emphasis on environmental context. Cumulative risk theory, Seymour, 2000, supports this view. It is not the presence of a specific adversity, but the accumulation that predicts poor outcomes. This was echoed by Shonkoff et al., 2012, who noted that chronic stress alters brain development and self-regulation systems. Yet, this does not mean outcomes are fixed. Intervention studies suggest that early support, especially targeting parenting and family functioning, can disrupt these pathways. Sellers et al., 2015. The developmental model thus offers a more hopeful, intervention-sensitive approach than the often fatalistic implications of the medical model. Another strength of the developmental framework is its ability to integrate biological and social explanations without prioritizing one. For example, Dinkler et al., 2007, found that children who experienced maltreatment were nearly 10 times more likely to display neurodevelopmentally condition, NDC, symptoms. While maltreatment did not cause NDCs, it may exacerbate symptoms or increase family stress, reinforcing the need for holistic, nuanced assessments that go beyond binary diagnosis. In conclusion, while the medical model offers clarity and standardization, it is poorly suited to capture the fluid, context-dependent nature of childhood psychopathology. A developmental psychopathology perspective, as articulated by Sroof and supported by ACE research, provides a richer and more adaptable framework. It accounts for individual pathways, risk and protective factors, and the possibility of resilience and change. Future practice and policy should embrace this model to better reflect the lived experiences of children and improve prevention and intervention strategies.